I agree. Politically, being an atheist, not what you want to believe, but what's really going on. So what is the strategy arming al-Qaeda, calling it ISIS to destabilize the Middle East? Well, that actually helps Russia in a way, but I guess overthrowing Syria, they think won't, to cut off their port to the Mediterranean, overthrow Ukraine, move NATO up to their borders, try to grab their gas pipelines and give it to Joe Biden's son, which they've done. Doug Casey, you were saying we have to look at this like a Martian.
Well, yes. As far as the thing in the Ukraine is concerned, the Ukraine, again, is an artificial country. Its borders have been liquid for hundreds of years. So it makes all the sense in the world that these two provinces, Donetsk and Lugansk, should become independent countries to create a borderland between Russia and the NATO powers. And I've got to say also that NATO is something that should have been disbanded when the Soviet Union fell apart. At this point, NATO is nothing but a provocation to the rest of the world. And it's really nothing but a giant bureaucracy just going around looking for a fight. So as I look at the Ukraine situation, being as objective as I can, and speaking as an American, I've got to say, I come down on Putin's side of this thing.
Because as a Martian looking at it, this area they've gone into has the Russian infrastructure. They've been there for hundreds of years. George Soros admits they overthrew Ukraine. Unelected government came in and attacked. I mean, you'd have to be a fascist to not side with the Russians. Right, exactly. And I've got to point out that the Russians aren't communists anymore. There are more communists in American universities than there are in Russia at this point. A lot of these people have kind of learned their lesson after 70 years of the Soviet Union. They don't want any more of that nonsense. Most of the communists are here in the U.S. It's perverse. Yeah, sitting around on all the free market wealth they've pissed away, lecturing anyone that... I tell you, why do socialists want to destroy wealth? They have no idea. Like locusts, they destroy every country they run. Well, it's a psychological aberration. From an intellectual point of view, there's no argument that makes any sense for the defense of socialism. It's a psychological problem, not an intellectual problem. That's what we're dealing with. And socialists suffer from a spiritual disease that I would call envy. And envy says, I have what you want, but it's not good enough that I get it. I want to take it away from you so you can't have it either. It's a horrible, ugly psychological... Well, you know they've got studies in England and Canada showing that socialists are 6 times more likely to steal and lie. They're really just pirate criminals that hate everybody and don't know how to do anything. Yes, it's amazing that people use the word socialism and they treat it like a legitimate political system. It's really just the legalization of theft and barbarism. It's amazing to me. Yeah, it's a gang of nobodies getting together to go rob other people. So Michael Savage calls it a mental illness, and that's what it is. Yeah, it is. It's a bunch of nothing nobodies who are incapable of producing anything on their own and like to use the state as a method to steal things legally. And the average person out there just rolls over like a whipped dog and wets himself and accepts this. I know you're only in the U.S. another few weeks, Doug. Promise to come back on for another hour before you leave to talk about socialism itself. I'm looking forward to talking to you, Alex. You bet. We'll talk Sunday. I'll call you. I'll say bye to you here during the break. We're going to come back with Leanne McAdoo's excellent report from last night on Eric Holder. Then we have more on it after that, and then your phone calls. That was Doug Casey, CaseyResearch.com. I'm Alex Jones, Infowars.com.
General today. It's a position that he's held for the last 6 years. So in honor of this big announcement, we bring you the accomplishments of the Holder DOJ. Now, a lot of people have accused Holder of being the most highly politicized attorney general. He came into the game with an agenda.
Every day, some kind of anti-violence, anti-gun message. Every day, every school, at every level. One thing that I think is clear with young people and with adults as well is that we just have to be repetitive about this. It's not enough to simply have a catchy ad on a Monday and then only do it every Monday. We need to do this every day of the week and just really brainwash people into thinking about guns in a vastly different way.
So, of course, it's no surprise that Holder was later tied to the Oklahoma City bombings, an event that prompted several federal legislative gun control provisions, even though there was never a single gun involved. A similar allegation stands out in the Fast and Furious scandal, which was a covert DOJ mission labeled a criminal false flag by Ron Paul. With the full knowledge of the Department of Justice, ATF agents facilitated the sale of thousands of illegal guns to Mexican drug cartels and then dropped all surveillance of those weapons once they crossed the border. Those weapons showed up at multiple crime scenes in Mexico and at the murder scene of U.S. Border Patrol agent Brian Terry.
When were you first told or became knowledgeable about U.S. officials allowing firearms to be sold to the drug cartels in Mexico?
I don't know.
When was anyone in the White House first informed about the tactics that were used under Operation Fast and Furious?
Again, Mr. Chairman, I don't know. 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 That I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know whether or not. I don't know when the subpoena was issued. Well, I don't know precisely. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the specific questions. Now, again, I don't know what happened.
This is the guy caught perjuring himself, and the memo CBS released last week show that they said they were going to blame the guns in Mexico on the Second Amendment. Is that not a form of false flag against our most basic of rights, sir? And what would you do, if president, to people like Eric Holder?
Well, he should be immediately fired, and then there should be an investigation and find out if charges should be made. And that's obviously over the top. And all these kind of sting operations and false flag, this is criminal. I don't know whether charges will be made, but he deserves to have charges, up against him.
In 2012, the House of Representatives voted to hold Holder in contempt after he refused to turn over documents related to the botched gun running scandal. And as recently as yesterday, Holder has been accused of purposely stonewalling all efforts by members of Congress to look into Fast and Furious. Now, Department of Justice senior officials have on many occasions barred or delayed inspector generals from gaining access to documents that were crucial to their investigations, including the AP wiretapping scandal. Now, the Department of Justice illegally seized phone records of reporters and editors of the Associated Press, including their home phones and cell phones, and also those of Fox News reporter James Rosen.
With regard to the potential prosecution of the press for the disclosure of material, that is not something that I've ever been involved in, heard of, or would think would be a wise policy.
So did Holder lie under oath again? It was revealed that he personally signed off on the 44-page warrant that gave the department access to Rosen's email account. When it was revealed last year that the IRS purposely targeted conservative groups who were applying for tax breaks, IRS Director Lois Lerner twice pled the fifth. She conveniently suffered a hard drive crash. A Justice Department official in charge of election crimes refused to testify about his role in the IRS scandal. And then, oops, the emails of 5 other staff members involved in the investigation were also lost. And it has since been revealed that the IRS began destroying evidence as soon as the investigation into the targeting began. House Oversight Committee Chairman Darrell Issa subpoenaed Eric Holder, accusing the Department of Justice once again of stonewalling investigations by failing to produce relevant material. And the lead investigator who's been appointed to look into the IRS's political targeting of Obama's enemies happens to be a partisan Democrat who has donated more than $6,000 to President Obama and Democrat causes. Now, Ted Cruz is calling for Holder's impeachment after the Attorney General has rejected the call for an independent prosecutor to probe the IRS's targeting of conservative groups. And that's not the only time that the Attorney General has refused to enforce the law in order to protect this administration. When rampant fraud and corruption was exposed at Veterans Affairs, Attorney General Eric Holder announced the Department of Justice had no plans to investigate. And Holder protected another key player in the Fast and Furious scandal, the international banks. Banks which Holder has time and again refused to prosecute.
If you do prosecute, if you do bring a criminal charge, it will have a negative impact on the national economy, perhaps even the world economy. And I think that is a function of the fact that some of these institutions have become too large.
Eric Holder, these are your accomplishments. You've managed to slow walk all of the big scandals affecting this administration, saving the responsibility for a future DOJ appointee to investigate under a future administration. Now, unfortunately, you didn't manage to grab the guns, but you did manage to